wiper motor works. So there's high. There's low. There's off. Intermittent doesn't work because I took out that relay. I got a used one. We'll put it in and see how that works. But the wiper motor works. So there's a success for that. All right. Well, yep. I just had to take off those 2 bolts and then just disconnect the turn signal wires. And the bumper comes off. So, yep. So that was easy enough. And now the license plate holder is on. I'm not worried about these being red. I just painted it just because it looked better, but it'll be behind the license plate anyway, so you're never going to see it. All right, so that part is done. I got to get the bumper back on, but I'm going to wait for some help instead of trying to struggle doing it myself. So here's those inner door seals that I got for 20 bucks. I mean, they're like brand new. That is awesome. That is awesome. I got to put them in better. I was just seeing, but that is really nice that these are in such great shape that, I mean, they look practically brand new. Oh, I'm so happy about that. The other one's just as good. I mean, it's like he just bought them or something. Wow. So, yeah. So what I'm doing is I used some of this old adhesive my brother had. We'll see if it works. And so this side, the back cards were not straight, or I mean, they were wavy. So I've got this on there, trying to glue it down, see if I can get it glued down good enough that I can get that inner door seal then over that, so that looks better. But yeah, I'm really happy with these door seals. Very, very happy. All right. Second seat is in. Driver's side seat is in. Let's see what is going to be next. I still got to get it down. I'm waiting. My battery died on me because I forgot to hook it up before I left. So I'm waiting for that to charge, hopefully. If not, I'll have to bring it back. It's still under warranty, but replace the horns. I did try that horn with my other battery and got nothing out of it. So I really think it's the actual horns themselves that aren't working. Wiper motor is in. That's all working. I haven't been able to try it with the relay. I put the relay back in, but the battery was dead when I went to try it again. So I am waiting to do that. So, see, I think that's about it. I think I'll just kind of clean up a little bit now. All right, so we got our antifreeze mixed up. 50-50 mixture. So I grabbed my distilled water. I had an empty milk jug that I had cleaned out and just made those even. And then went ahead and split it up 50-50. So we'll work on getting it in the car. All right, car is back down. Lug nuts are 96 foot-pounds. So everything's going okay. I had a new pump because this one wasn't working. And new pump works, but as I was trying to get this off, a couple of things snapped, and these hoses are really old. So I ordered some new ones. So I'm going to go ahead and get some new ones put on. Probably not all the way through. We'll see how much I have. But at least to get down and in and back to the pump. But like this one, it's so hard and brittle. At least this is a little flexible here. This is not. This is just as hard as can be. So I'm assuming this holds because there's still washer fluid actually down in there. So there's no hole in the far bottom. We'll have to see how high up I can get it without it leaking, if it's going to leak at all. And that is everything pretty much buttoned up. I've got some fluid in. I put about a gallon in. So I've got it to get it to work through the system and add, and then bleed through my bleeder valve right here. But we can do that maybe outside once we get the door on, and then we can get the window, get the window seal in, get the windows up, and then maybe we can give it a little bit of a washy wash too, hopefully, and get the dust off, and just lightly through here cover up the electronics in here, like the AFM and the coil and that stuff, and just rinse off the engine bay as well to get some of this dust and stuff off. And then I don't know if I guess I'm going to wet sand it probably with maybe 2000 or 3000 just to see if I can get some of these little top bumps off, and then I'll cut and polish it, and we'll see from there. And then we can bring it and get it inspected because everything should work. Horn works. The horn replacement worked, so that's good. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right, so today first job is getting the door on. We're not making the same mistake twice, so we're taping off the edges so we don't chip it like we did for the other side. So here we go, trying to get the door on. All right, so the door's in. Sure enough, even though I taped it, it chipped still. Son of a bitch. And I wanted to go through this mirror because this is what I did on the other side. If you remember, I told you one of these broke. So it's this part that's on the ends of those wires that go into here. So one of the same one on the other side broke as well. So what I did was I just put a bullet and took the wire out that goes to, and I'll just connect that directly that way. It's really no different, but it's just not as clean. But that allows me then to make that connection. So I did want to show that. So we'll do that, and then we'll work on getting the handle on. All right. Second window seal is on. This one went in a little bit easier. So I used just some WD-40. But for this part, what I used was this tool. I got it in there, and I pushed up, and it kind of folded it over, and it folded it in, and it made it much, much easier to do. So, in theory, I could put the windows up, and I could give her a little wash, a little washy wash. Because that window's going to need to be scraped and cleaned because I got paint on it when I painted it. Must have been a hole somewhere in the plastic. So I'm going to have to scrape the paint off of it, but that's okay. But yeah, I could theoretically give it a little wash. Might do that tomorrow. Kind of beat for today. And not only worked on this, but I had to do some leaves in the yard. Fall. So the door handle's in, door lock's not done yet because I got to get the window up to do that, but I wanted to put this in first. And get that up and in. So it's in there nice and tight. And see, so this one didn't pop this up. Isn't that interesting? Remember how the other one popped up? This one did not. So not sure exactly what's going on with that, but yeah, this I think is tape that is stuck on there from the paint. So I don't know. I got to try to figure out how to get that off, but and I didn't film it, but we took her out today. Gave my son a ride in it. I took a ride in it. Gave my daughter a ride in it. My dad came by and took it out. So, and Got her on the highway. She did great. Everything's good. So, moving right along. My blower motor does not work, so I'm going to have to figure that out. I know there was power getting to the switch, so I know that. But when I turn it on, it doesn't click on. So, I mean, the motor might be bad. I mean, the thing sat forever. And then I thought about it today. I want to clean this out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it with some soapy water. I'm going to stick a tube down in there, stick the other tube to this pump, put it right to the battery, and then pump everything out. I think is what I will try to do. See if that works, and that way I can clean out the inside and I don't have to take it out. So, and then let's see, my hoses and stuff came for it. So we'll see. Hopefully those work. And I can just add on to the system, but I think they should. And we can get that back up and running. But it was a really good day here at the Schiller shop. So I am happy. Here she is out. She's going to get her first wash in a long time because everything should be sealed up now. So we'll get all this dust and everything off of her. I'm not going to do anything else. I just want to get the dust off and see. And hopefully it's watertight. I think my door handle is broken. I went and looked once I got the window up. My driver's side window works. The passenger side does not. I don't know if it's bad switches. I had a bad switch actually on the driver's side. It wouldn't go up. Or no, it wouldn't go down. So I just switched the switches and it worked. So I got a bad switch there. I know that for sure. So, but yep, we're going to give her just a quick little wash. All right, there she is, kind of after her first wash. Just used some soap so I used the power washer, and I just used some soap. Ran into one little problem. This window did not go all the way up, so some water got in, just a little bit, not much. I've got to clean this window. You can see, the spray paint. But I checked the floors. Nothing on the floors, so hopefully those patches, that all worked. Everything else seems to be pretty watertight. Yeah, so she did pretty good, I think, for that first wash. I'll have to figure out why that window didn't go all the way up. Don't know. But we will figure that out. But yep, there she is after her first wash. Still needs to be sanded, cut, and polished, though. But that will be a different time. I just want to get all the dirt off of her.